Good morning, y'all. We're in Luke chapter 21, starting in verse 25. This is known as the Olivet Discourse. We know that Jesus is sharing about the end times to come, things that are ahead, and this is, kind of just this sense of giving a warning, giving an understanding of many of the hard, disastrous realities that will come in those final and last days. These are things to come. These are not events that are happening, even though they might align and mimic and look like some things that are happening. These are truly going to happen in those final days. It says here in verse 25, and there will be signs in the sun, in the moon, stars, and on the earth, of distress of nations, with perplexity in the sea and the waves roaring, men's hearts failing from fear and expectation of those things which are coming on earth, for the powers of heaven will be shaken. Verse 27, then they will see the Son of Man coming in a cloud, power, great glory. Now when these things begin to happen, look up and lift up for your heads, because your redemption draws near. Now, what do we understand is that there's going to be all kinds of cataclysmic, supernatural things that happen during a season known as the Great Tribulation. This would be after the church has been raptured. Jesus is talking very specifically to those who would be Jews that would ultimately accept their Messiah about 3.5 years into a 7-year tribulation time. And how do we know this? Well, it tells us that because people started to be fearful in the expectation of those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of the heavens will be shaken. These are truly supernatural, right? That there is a battle and a war that just is going to rage even more in the heavenly places, the heavens, amongst all the heavenly powers, spiritual things, and the result of that is going to be seen here on this earth. Right? There's going to be earthquakes. There's going to be all kinds of things that happen that are natural disasters oriented, but they're so unique. They've never been seen on the face of the earth before, in their frequency, in their intensity, even in the uniqueness of what they are, as described in the book of Revelation. So this is clearly, there is a time, there is a season that's coming, which all these things will happen. Now, that's why he says that, at the end of this, then they will see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with the power of great glory. Who's coming with him? Well, we know that there's a cloud, there's going to be his saints. That's us, who are going to be coming in return as Jesus establishes his throne for 1,000 years here in this earth. And he's going to bring redemption to all of those who are of the nation of Israel, who had accepted Jesus Christ as Messiah, those tribulation saints. And ultimately, this will be their moment where it's finally finished. It's finally over. They can look up and they can see that the redemption draws near, that no longer is there the pain and suffering that exists on the world. No longer will there be a ruler of this dark age that's going to be leading and guiding the things of this world. But Jesus Christ has come, the fullness of his glory, and will reign. So what does this tell us? Well, two things. First thing is that this is not yet, but this will be a season of time that comes. And it'll be a horrible time for all those who are not Christians. For how do I know this? Well, many places, but one of those is in 1 Thessalonians. It tells us that we have not been appointed to wrath. This supernatural outpouring of God's wrath that happens in the tribulation is not appointed for his church, his saints, us as Christians. All right? So one, we get to take encouragement with that. Two, what we need to do is we need to make sure that we are prepared, ready, and sharing. Why? Because we've got a lot of loved ones who we care about deeply, that we want to be able to see the kingdom of heaven, we don't want to dare go through the tribulation. I am so thankful that God has waited to tarry for the last, if it would have been 30 years ago, I wouldn't have been a Christian. 22 years ago, I wouldn't have been a Christian. Today, I get to know that was me, that was saved. However, I want more people. And I believe that's been the patience of God as he's continued to wait and to tarry until just at the moment in which he is established in time. I think you look at all the signs and wonders around us, all the things that are happening, all the movements geopolitically, all that stuff is so incredible as it lines up. The time is definitely drawing near for when these seasons will happen. But the other thing is just take heart, be encouraged, be strengthened, keep your lamp lit is what the Bible would say. Like, what does that mean? Make sure your light is shining. Make sure you're following and serving the Lord with your whole heart, that you're ready, right? So that when that moment does come, when he takes us as a Christian church out of here, that you have been longing for his appearance. What a beautiful, glorious moment that'll be. I love you guys. These sections of scriptures encourage us and challenge us to go share our faith. God bless y'all.